Jim Keltner, a superb drummer and close friend of George Harrison, remembers their first meeting in 1971 to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the enigmatic and remarkable second solo album, Living in the Material World. On February 16, 1971, I saw George for the first time at John Lennon's Ascot Sound studio. Imagine was being made by John. George was moving up the corridor. When I emerged from the restroom, I noticed him, and we spoke a simple hi. He expressed his admiration for the Delaney and Bonnie record, Accept No Substitute, that I had performed. Although it wasn't a major hit or a successful record, everyone in England adored it. It was quite significant to hear George say it to me. After Ascot Sound, all of a sudden I was seeing George a lot. It was an extremely hectic period. I was on a session with him that included Gary Wright, Phil Spector, and Leon Russell. During that period following the Beatles, it seemed as though George was assembling a fresh group of soulful, like-minded musicians and artists around him. He is a really unique individual. John is a really typical person. He's your average guy, funny, intelligent, and quick at everything. Nothing requires much time. It seemed both overwhelming and like we were living in a cloud as we strolled around. I can't recall a lot of things about John because we were always busy and everything moved quickly. George is the exact opposite. George always found it puzzling how he came up with ideas and how quickly he could pull them off. I feel sometimes that I glorify George too much, making him seem like a saint. That man is not above the law. Throughout the years, he and John were both capable of being extremely cruel to Paul. I quickly found out that I was unable to accompany them. At various times, they both said, "We can say that, but it's best not to." Although they enjoy taking jabs at one another, they are actually brothers who don't want other people to do the same. My all-time favorite in the studio has always been George. I can vividly picture the atmosphere and our setup, everything concerning it, both at Friar Park and the Apple will be recording. He has the best analog equipment available, all beautifully arranged. At the time, it was cutting edge. I suggested that he call it Henley-on-Thames or HOT. The HOT studio is her favorite. George could have explored and expanded on some of the concepts in Living in the Material World, but that didn't quite work out.